Hello to you friends of Vale Keep. I am glad you are here and glad to give you the latest update of the renovations taking place. Lady Zelda of Vale Haven have made all the visuals you have before you and will talk more about it. We wanted to keep the workers out of the visuals, so you will have a clearer idea of the update. She has done a remarkable job at keeping the integrity of the keep intact and is the closest possible to what is happening. The third floor was never intended to remain untouched forever. Time sees to that eventually as the stone weakens and the timber bends. Even the keep must endure its seasons of repair. When the work first began, there was nothing unusual about it. The sounds were ordinary enough of the hammers pounding and the footsteps all around. The shifting of old beams that had not seen daylight in centuries were a concern. All the dust gathered in the corridors, which made construction difficult at times. The walls were opened carefully, section by section, as they should have been long ago, and in some on the images, you will see the outside of the keep. And then, something changed. The men working there believed at first that they were hearing wind passing through the exposed structure, and that would have made logical sense. The upper halls have always carried sound strangely, especially in winter going into spring when ice would be melting and water runoff would make sounds that were unfamiliar. But this time, the sounds were not wind or anything else. The sounds were of a woman. She was not speaking nor calling out. She was crying, and sometimes it sounded like a scream of desperation. At times it was distant, almost impossible to place. At other moments it seemed very near, as though someone stood only a few feet away beyond the walls themselves. The sound did not travel through the halls naturally. It remained contained within that section of the floor, as though the space had held onto it. Several men heard it while together and also separately. One stopped his work entirely and refused to return to that level until the following week. Another insisted someone was inside the room after the others had already left for the evening. Valdimar himself heard it more than once. He described it not as frightening, but deeply unsettling. The sort of sound one does not easily forget. Construction on the third floor renovation halted soon after. This was not by command. There was no dramatic order that was given. The work simply stopped. No one wished to continue opening the walls until the matter was understood more clearly. There are places within the keep where memory seems to linger. Most pass through them without noticing. Others feel them immediately. The third floor has always carried a certain heaviness to it. Though I had hoped time had quieted whatever remained there. For most of you, you have heard the story of this woman some time ago, when I was sharing with Lady Zelda who this woman was. It is a place of grief. It is one of those sounds that you question whether you actually heard it, or was it something or someone else. The space has since been stabilized. The damaged sections near the lofts and chimney have been secured and work has resumed carefully, though not to the extent originally planned. Certain areas will remain closed for now. As for the woman, no one has seen her, and I doubt anyone else will. I sit alone here at night. The quietness is sometimes deafening. There are times I hear her, and now only her sounds of grief and pain remains. For now, during these times there are moments when the third floor does not feel entirely empty. The work continues and we will slowly begin again. With respect. Thank you for being here and in support of Vale Keep. This is your friend Lord Greggor, and I will talk again with you all very soon. By the way, the last images that you see are of the third level of the scriptorium, which was starting to crumble. This is one of the reasons that we began to look into renovations. What was supposed to be minimal and to be done within 45 to 60 days. Aside from us finding the treasure of the old documents about the knight, we also found more areas of weakness. From one area to another, this led us to the entire renovation process. This has become a task in itself. I am glad we have my trusted friend Valdimar with us, and especially Lady Zelda. Without them, this would have been a much bigger and laborious task. Thank you again. Until next time.